Hi, I'm SM Blooding, author of Devices of War, and I'm here to talk to you about world building. So, if any of you have had a chance to read any of my other books, you will know that one of the things that I love is world building. I enjoy creating a place where you can escape to. It could be a different planet, it could be this one but an alternate dimension, it could be this one but just, different rules like magic is real. Um, but whatever it is, I want you to be able to read my stories and just completely escape. Now, one of the ways that that happens is by understanding what's going on off camera. Just because it's not happening right here doesn't mean that it's not important to the story. And so I think that's one of the ways that I'm able to create that full immersive experience for you, at least I'm hoping. So one of the things that I did on this particular series is I created a moon, and it's in a completely different solar system. Like, I don't even know where it is in our universe. I can't even tell you if it's in our galaxy. Maybe it is, but it's a completely different solar system. Actually, it's two solar systems. So we've got this little moon of this big, ginormous planet orbiting one sun, which is then orbiting around another sun, which has an entire solar system all by itself. Now, this is probably boring to some, but it's really exciting for people like me who find that stuff interesting. However, it relates to everybody because it affects the planet. The solar system mechanics affect the seasons on this particular planet. So, on Alana, which is the name of our moon, we have the 4 seasons, just like we have here, except for the fact that they're very, very long. Like, winter can last 5 years. And this particular winter is, like, ridiculously unamazing. Well, okay. It's amazing if you enjoy snow, ice, and freezing temperatures. In that case, it's heaven, but for the rest of us, it's horrible. And the other thing that we have to consider is, how do you survive that? So, with the fact that winter is so long, I had to go through and figure out how these poor people, who are actually refugees from another planet, how they're able to survive here. And one of the ways that they did that is by looking at the indigenous life, the creatures and animals that have already figured out how to survive and flourish on this little moon. Now, one of the coolest creatures, at least in my book, at least I think, is the Lothara, and it's a jellyfish. The jellyfish on our planet is a really interesting creature in and of itself. So I took all of the amazingness from our own jellyfish and I just kind of amplified it a little bit. So these guys, they start off as little baby air jellies, and they float up in the air, and they eat, like, we have an entire ecosystem in the sky on Alana. Like, we have sky stars, we have all kinds of algae. I mean, we have a thriving ecosystem in the clouds. And when they're babies, they just float up there. You can harness them. You can make your ships float and fly utilizing the gas that they just have. It's a digestive gas. Like, there are some details you probably don't want to know. I understand that. However, when they get bigger, then they go back into the oceans, and they're capable of living under the water and above the water. And when they get like massive, like hugely massive, to the point that you can actually build cities inside of them. This is the coolest part about them. They're very versatile, especially for people who came from a different planet who need to be able to survive here. You can build your city inside of their tentacles, and your city will grow as your Lothara grows. And you can, like, when it goes below the water, it has this curtain almost that just kind of drops and encapsulates the city. There's one scene that was really cool where Sin's Lothara actually like condensed down, and the city just kind of shifts and, you know, kind of moves around, and it's able to go through this cave, well, kind of a tunnel system, and up into this gigantic cave. And I mean, it was really neat, you know. And Sin, he's been living in the sky this entire time. He's never really been in a Lothara, and he's just like, well, how is this going to work? And then, you know, they're there. Everybody's like, you're just so silly. How do you not know this? Well, he's been living in the sky, you know, his entire life. So, it was really neat to look at the indigenous life forms and be like, okay, well, if you started here, what would you be like there? And how could we use that, you know, to survive? Because I also had to take these poor refugees, and mind you, they don't know that they're refugees, okay? You and I know this. They don't. And how do they survive winter? Like, their first winter was awful. A lot of them didn't survive. But those that did, like, they got very protective over things like resources and the ability to move, and they separated into these factions or tribes because you can keep a smaller populace fed easier when you have, I mean, everything is in the oceans, and the ice is so thick because winter is crazy cold, and it could last anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So, I mean, all of the oceans freeze over. There are no, you know, resources, or very limited resources. Like, even the land masses, like most of the land masses just disappear because the ice just creeps up, and it overwhelms all of the smaller islands and stuff. So in developing everything, I had to take winter and how the solar system works into consideration when creating the history and the culture of this particular moon. Now, a lot of that information is not in this book. A lot of this information is just in my head because I didn't want to info dump on you. I wanted you to be able to just read the story and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." And hopefully that's the experience that you get. So anyway, take a look, see what you think, let me know. Have a good one.